this is Michelle Leahy with Reedy Press. I am joined today by Toni Guagenti. Toni has worked as a journalist, a political consultant, and in the field of marketing and public relations. She wrote the first and also the second edition of 100 Things to Do in Virginia Beach Before You Die. Thank you for joining me today, Toni.
Thank you, Michelle, for having me. I appreciate it.
Yeah, this is kind of fun.
This is fun. My first in-office home interview, so this is exciting.
Yes. Toni, how did you pick the places that you decided to include in 100 Things to Do in Virginia Beach?
Michelle, I moved here in 1997 and was a reporter at the time. And so, a part of my job to me was getting out and finding out about my new city, especially since it was a resort city, meeting a lot of people who would take me to places that they said the locals went, so it wasn't all the touristy things, and sort of living that over a few years. And then I ended up working for the former mayor of Virginia Beach, and he was a man that was everywhere. So I would follow him as his press person, as media manager, and we went all over the city from, the rural part down in Pungo and Creeds and beyond, and all the way up to the Bayside area to Kempsville. So I was always finding out what was going on, what there was to do. I'm also a foodie, so I always love finding out where the good food is, where the good chefs are, where the great service is. It sort of all came together, and I did talk to locals too who had lived their whole life here, and they would make suggestions, and I would sort of check it out, and want to make sure that it was that it was a place that could go in the book. So the great thing was there's more than 100 things here. So that's what I tell people. I said, if you don't, necessarily one or two of these things aren't your thing, you're going to go out there and you're going to find, while you're exploring one of these things to do, you're going to find something else that you like too. Yeah. So I think it's a great way to get out and experience your city.
Absolutely. What are some of the more unique things that you've included in your book?
Well, we have a redwood tree in the middle of a street down at the ocean front. Nobody knows how it got there, who planted it. It looks a little war-torn. I think it's been hit by lightning. But it's a place you find when you either have lived down there or you're riding bikes, because down where it is, it's a big bike haven down there, a place where a lot of the locals go to lay out and all that stuff. I also found we have the Christian Broadcasting Network here. And I thought it was fascinating that you can actually go and watch one of the 700 Club shows. Oh. You get to go into CBN, which is at Regent University here, and I went, and I was lucky that Pat Robertson was there. He's not always there nowadays, but he was there then, and it's fascinating because CBN is a major studio. I don't think people understand that they broadcast throughout the world, and so if you haven't been to an ABC or an NBC or whatever, it's like those. So that was very interesting to see. And then you get a little tour. They have like a little museum. It's a history of Pat Robertson and Regent University and his CBN station. So it's very interesting as well.
Yeah. So what do you hope that 100 Things to Do in Virginia Beach Before You Die, second edition, what do you hope to tell readers about your city?
Well, there are a lot of great things to do here that are free. The nature is free. You can go from the Chesapeake Bay all the way down to the Atlantic Ocean. We have beautiful rivers down in the southern part of our city. You can canoe, you can kayak, you can paddleboard. There's just so many things you can do, boat, jet ski. There's so many wonderful things you can do on the water. You can take dolphin tours, whale tours. Now those typically aren't free if you don't have your own boat, but I know the last couple of years people have seen beautiful whales come out of the water as they migrated, and I suppose the coronavirus isn't like affecting them right now. So I think they're probably still out there, although I think we've missed it's usually in the winter. But the dolphins are always out there, which is wonderful to do. I had a couple new restaurants that I put into the book. Unfortunately, most of the restaurants here are closed to the public, but they do have curbside pickup. So, if you still want to try one out, I'm going to let you know on my Facebook page which ones are still open for curbside. One of the ones, they had a Bloody Blue, which is in the book. It's a Bloody Mary, but it has a soft shell crab on it. Of course, it's only in season when the soft shell crabs are around, but they put this big soft shell crab on top of the Bloody Mary, and they make it look like it has a face. And it's actually a meal. It really is a meal. So this particular restaurant, Bay Local, they had big banners out there that they were having curbside pickup and to-go mimosas and all those things. So I know some people are trying to make the most of this, and help people as they get used to the new normal.
Absolutely. Absolutely. As much as we can help these local businesses, the better. So that was going to be my next question, is what sort of activities do you think from your book that people could still do during this time of social distancing?
Well, I know people have been going to a place called Mount Trashmore. I suggest you fly a kite to Mount Trashmore, but a lot of people I have heard have been very respectful there, with people walking their children, their babies, exercising, running, have been very respectful of the social distancing. So I know that that's one place that people can go. We did have the beaches. There now is a restriction on the beaches just because it's sort of a natural place to congregate for people as the weather gets nicer, but you can still exercise on the beach. You can just not hang out in groups on the beach as well. People should just get out. I mean, Town Center is a place that is in the book, and it's spread out, it's in blocks. I know things aren't open, but go down there and just walk around, see what if you haven't been down there, it's a great time to, window shop in a lot of ways, see what's down there, see what catches your fancy when this restriction gets lifted.
Right.
So I think great outdoors.
Yeah. Who would you say is the targeted audience for your book? Would it be locals or visitors?
I'd like locals to try it because it's their town. I know a lot of people, when I say, have you been here? Have you been there? Have you tried this? A lot of people haven't.
Mm-hmm.
So, I think it's, if you live here, you got a little bit of time to, tick them off. You don't have to, like, I'm here for a week, I got to do all these things. But, if you are from out of town, and I hear a lot of my locals will buy the book and they'll keep it at their house. And they'll say, if somebody comes in, because believe me, I've had, I'm 10 minutes from the ocean. I have people come in, want to hang out, stay with me. We go do stuff. They'll leave the book for them. And, if they have a day or two on their own, pick it up and go see what they want to do. Yeah, so it really worked. And then unfortunately this year, Something in the Water, which is a big festival that started last year with Pharrell Williams and friends, as he calls them, a lot of his artist friends were in town playing music, just, kicking off spring in a fantastic way. And I had a couple women stay with me, and I gave them their book, and they actually did a few things during the day. They went to the MoCA, which is our Museum of Modern Art. They went to the aquarium. So they saw a couple things that they thought would be fun to do while they were here.
Mm-hmm.
So next year, hopefully, we'll have some people want to pick up the book, and some people are going to be here a week next year instead of just a weekend, and they'll have time to do other things. So it's not just about the Strand here. It's not just about that beautiful beach. There are many other things that are here that you can do.
Sure. So if someone wants to pick up a copy of your book, where could they go?
Well, they can find me on Facebook. They can go through me. They can go through reedypress.com. They can go through amazon.com. They also have the book. And those are probably the easiest places. I know Barnes and Noble also was carrying it, but I'm not sure if they're open in Town Center, but you can order it online from them as well.
Okay.
So yeah.
Reedy Press is offering free shipping right now too.
Oh, great. Okay. Reedypress.com. REEDYPRESS.com.
Yes. And so
I'll have a link. Yeah, I have a link as well. I'll share a link on that.
Okay, great. And so then your Facebook page is where people can go to connect with you. Maybe if they have a question or want to get an autographed copy or something.
They can message me, and I've messaged a lot of people, and sent my book several places around the country already. So that's been nice. And they were great Christmas gifts. So think about holidays at the end of the year, but also birthday presents. And I know people have given them away for birthdays and that kind of thing as well.
Sure, sure. All right, Toni, thank you so much for your time and talking to us about 100 Things to Do in Virginia Beach.
Thank you,
Stay safe
Michelle.
and
Stay, you as well.
yeah, all right, have a good day.